Hey, what's up guys? Tom back here with another video. Sitting here, day off of work. I left work early because I was killer headache and I got allergies. So I figured I'd come on and make a video. My headache went away, just the allergies are insane right now for me. Always with that switch from spring to summer, they always, I don't know, they always get me bad. But anyway, I don't want to waste the day, so I figured I'd come on, show some records. Got a nice fat stack to show. Lots of great stuff from different sources. This is what's playing in the background if you could hear it. Steve Potts, Music pour le film d'un ami. I'm sure I mispronounced that. Music for a friend's film, I think it is. Yeah, fantastic sort of soundtrack. Mixing elements of like modal jazz, free funk, left field, sort of deep grooves, heavy jams, just so good, so good. Highly recommend this if you can find it. 1975 on Un, Deux, Trois, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, maybe records, 1, 2, 3 records in France. But yeah, definitely check this out if you can find it. A long time sort of want for me, not the hardest thing to find, or not, I guess the most expensive thing to find, but not easy to find, I should say. So when it comes up, it doesn't go for a lot, but it's hard to find. So definitely check this out. Steve Potts, 1975, Music for a Friend's Film, French record. Really dope. What else I got? Oh, I want to show this right off the bat. Huge grail. Really happy to pick this up. Had this once before with a different cover, but it was water damaged to shit. Phil Musra Group, Creator Spaces, 1974, Intech Sound, OG. Super happy to have this. Boston-based, rare free jazz, spiritual jazz, just cosmic jazz. Super dope. I like this cover quite a bit more than the other cover. I think it just has him playing. Anyway, super happy to have this. I'm sure it's been talked about to death in free jazz circles, but trying to hunt down the trio. So got one left, which is the Michael Cosmic. Probably won't find that, especially since it's risen up in price now due to various circumstances. But yeah, just happy to have this one. This one has a little bit of waviness on the cover. I think it's the glue they use. The glue isn't the best on these. The old glue sort of makes the cover wave, especially on these like sort of private press joints. But yeah, just super happy to have this in any capacity of an original pressing. Super dope. Phil Musra Group, Creator Spaces. Picked up this really great Indian record. It's been on my want list for a while. Bali Hamdi and Majid Khan, Indo-Arabic Variations, 1980 on the Play a Sound label. Sort of fusion of Indian, Egyptian music, jazz funk. Super dope though, definitely recommend checking us out if you can find it. Really, really cool. Nice piece, adds to my Indian music collection, just slowly growing. Just picked this one up recently, don't know too much about it. Richard Dunbar, Clear Eyed Vision. The only thing I know about Richard Dunbar is that he played with Charles Tyler for a bit. Great player in his own right, but this is on Jahari Records from 1980 or 1981. Sort of just cosmic, grooving, avant-garde jazz, I guess the best way to describe it. Very nice though, definitely recommend sampling this. I'm pretty sure some tracks are on YouTube, so check this out, super dope. Sorry, I'm trying to rush through these, but talk about each one. I got a lot to show, so I don't really want to stall, but this is Nightcaller, the Arthur Brooks Ensemble, or Arthur Brooks Ensemble 5 maybe. Nightcaller, 1978 on IBMS. I think that's the Bennington College in Vermont, I think is their label. Mostly known as a Billington sideman, Arthur Brooks was, but definitely a master of playing in his own right. I don't know too much about the guy, unfortunately, other than he produced a great avant-garde jazz album here, so yeah, very, very cool. Side one is just Metamorphosis music, 16 minutes, 19 seconds of just fantastic avant-garde jazz covering the whole first side. So check this out. I believe you can get copies from the man himself on Bandcamp. I think he has copies of this. Next up here, I got a batch of records from Chris Cole. Chris hooked it up, her usual. Starting off with this dope P. Jolly record, which I had in the past, but I traded for a Grail, or as part of a package for a Grail, so really happy just to have it back. This is super good. Sort of excellent groovy jazz funk, I guess the best way to describe it. Really cool, improvised, all in like a 4-hour session. Yeah, just super happy to have this back for a reasonable price, $19.70 on the A&M label. This is actually a white label promo. It's just nice, like I said, actually like groovy jazz funk stuff. Pete Jolly Seasons, really well-known cover, I think. But anyway, moving on to some stuff that I did not have. Clearlight Visions, 1978, on the LTM, on Polydor label. I did not know too much about this, so I guess this is a guy named Cyril Verdeau, and I guess kind of a ragtag group of musicians, whoever he could find around the time, to back him up, sort of formed the group Clearlight. This was their last album, and probably my favorite one I've heard from them. It sort of includes Indian ragas, prog rock, psych rock, and new age, all sort of mixed together, but super dope. Definitely recommend this. Definitely kind of feels like a Chris Cole record, something he'd be into, and I see why. I really enjoy it as well. Clearlight Visions. Nice mix of jams there. Moving on, one I really don't know anything about, a group called Modem, Vital Forces on Yaka Records. I don't even know when this is from. I'm assuming sometime in the late 70s, early 80s. Private Press Jazz Funk Fusion. Another one of those just Chris Cole records that he finds and just passes on to you. So cool label and interesting cover. Modem, Vital Forces, Private Press Jazz Funk Fusion. It's good. That's all I know about it. A record that I know a little bit more about actually is this record called Spin, self-titled record. This was a Dutch band, basically former members of the group Exception, whereas Exception was more sort of classically influenced. These guys, Spin, were more sort of jazz fusion and headed in that direction. Definitely throw some prog in there, and you got a great record, 70s proggy jazz funk fusion on the Aerial America Records label. Don't know that one, but Spin, self-titled Spin. Very cool. Like I said, former members of Fusion came together to create this. Check it out if you can find it. Not super expensive from what I remember. Picked up 2 records from Walt Barr. The first one here is First Visit, I believe. Yep, First Visit, 1978 on Muse Records. Sort of progressive jazz rock fusion stuff from Walt Barr. White label promo. Not the usual jazz stuff you see on Muse, strictly a little bit different, but still really cool. Definitely recommend checking this out. And the second one, and the one that's most coveted these days, I guess, for a Madlib sample, is East Winds, Walt Barr East Winds, 1979 on Muse. This is on the regular Muse label, blue label. Yeah, jazz rock, jazz fusion. Like I said, kind of risen in price recently and sort of more sought after because of a Madlib sample that Madlib used for Freddie Gibbs, I believe, on one of the Freddie Gibbs records. But the record itself is super dope. So definitely, if you can find this for a halfway decent price, pick it up or just check it out online. It's very nice. And then a Don Randy record, which I guess Chris threw in, thought I would dig this, and I do. It's dope. This is on the Sheffield Lab label, which can be very hit or miss from 79, but Don Randy's usually always pretty good. Very comparable jazz funk fusion. These guys know what's up. I think this was Sheffield's first recording from their own sort of direct-to-disc studios at MGM. I think it actually received like a Grammy nomination for Best Engineered Album, and it does sound very good if you play it on a decent system. So, classic Sheffield Lab label. Yeah, Don Randy and Quest, New Baby. Very funky, very cool, sounds great, and it's pretty cheap. Probably find this for a few bucks. Excuse me while I blow my nose. I'm sorry if you guys find it disgusting, but like I said, these allergies are insane right now. I never had allergies when I was younger. When I got older, just crazy allergies. Oh. Anyway, another record I had, and sadly, I traded in a crisis of trying to get another Grail, and then it just shot up in price, and it just was sort of out of reach. I refused to pay the prices it's going for now, but Roy Brooks, Free Slave, 1972, another Muse Records, Muse Records, just heavy hitter in the 70s, as you guys know, but recorded in 70, not released until 2 years later. Important album for a few reasons, actually. Not being just a great, musical record, post-bop, hard bop, soul jazz, but also one of the few Brooks dates as a leader, but also introduced the jazz world to Woody Shaw, and I believe Cecil McBee was coming out around this time as a more well-known name. Also on here is George Coleman and Hugh Lawson, so this record is a force to be reckoned with for sure. I don't know, just, man, if you haven't heard this, then you're definitely missing out. Go check this out for sure. Another record that I showed in the past, and but I didn't have this version of it. This is the white label promo of Walter Bishop, Fourth Cycle, Keeper of My Soul. I had the regular version, so ended up that I traded that and I got this instead, so I wasn't going to sell that or trade it unless I got another copy instead, which I did. It just worked out in my favor. 1973 Black Jazz, classic Black Jazz cover. That classic, sort of, not the classic Black Jazz sound though, a little bit different than for his previous album, Choral Keys. Actually, also, I guess most people think that Walter Bishop's Fourth Cycle is the name of the group, when in fact it's not. I was actually reading in the liner notes that it's not the name of the band, it's actually the way that Walter Bishop sort of composed and improvised his techniques based on the cycle of fourths and his various personal sort of musical, I guess, cycles as a performer, and then first a student, and then a teacher, and then a performer, so sort of like, I guess that's what he meant kind of in the cycle of fourths. Anyway, album's definitely more sort of spiritual, I guess, in part to probably as his studies with a yogi at the time. Definitely very ambitious, sort of electric and more out than I said the Choral Keys one. So when that one maybe was more sort of soul jazzy, more in touch with the Black Jazz label at the time, this one was a bit more out there. So but still fantastic. Ronnie Laws is out here doing his thing on flute and sax. Gerald Brown, vibraphonist Woody Murray, Keaton, and then let's see. Yeah, very nice. Sort of a free form, I wouldn't say free jazz, but more of like free form sort of tracks. A little bit of Latin stuff, a very funky interpretation of Summertime. Just yeah, I've talked about this record before, but super good, and I'm sure there's a glare on here, so sorry about that, but that time of day, can't do shit about that. Next up, we got another dope Indian record, Facade, Zakir Hussain, Evening Ragas. Nice duo record. Indian classical, Hindustani music played by two of my personal favorites from that world. Yeah, Facade on Sarad and Zakir Hussain on tabla, both virtuosos of their craft. On the Vanguard label, I don't think this one was too expensive. This is 1979. Just very cool. More, like I said, more Indian dopeness to add to my collection. What else we got? This was cool. I'm still looking for the original version of this. This is the second press or the reissue. Still a Japanese pressing, but this is Terumasa Hino meets Reggie Workman, A Part. Originally released in 71 with a different cover. This is the 79 Overseas Records pressing. Unfortunately, no OB or insert with this, but I got it for super cheap compared to what it usually goes for, so I had to pick it up. Like I said, Japanese pressing. Sounds really good. Beautiful mix of sort of Afrocentric jazz, hard bop. You always know Terumasa Hino never lets you down, so especially in the 70s, dude was tearing it up in Japan. Dope stuff. Very cool. Found that on eBay or Discogs, I think, an online buy. These next records here I picked up at a record show, right up into there. Yeah, these ones. So next few couple here. So this is Hansen and Carlson Monument, 1967 on Polydor. Psychedelic prog stuff, sort of, and side A, and more kind of jammy jazz stuff on side B. Make this sort of like a mixed bag experience. Kind of lacks a bit of cohesion, kind of feel it. Good record, not great record. I just got it because I saw this recommended before and I remember the cover. Wasn't too expensive, so sort of interesting gatefold there. I think this is also on the Polydor label. Yes, the Polydor label there, but very cool. I think it's out of Norway or Sweden. I'm not sure exactly. I did look it up, but I don't remember now, unfortunately. But Hansen and Carlson Monument, nice, interesting record. Like I said, psych, prog, jazzy stuff, 1967. Another one I picked up, I think I shared this recently on Instagram. This is CMU, Contemporary Music Unit, Space Cabaret. This is a different cover. This is the Italian cover, which I prefer actually. There's also a UK cover, which was the original cover. I think this one's better. I don't know, but Space Cabaret, really cool. More sort of proggy, psych, art rock. Although this is more like jazz and folk rock with kind of psych rock edge. Really cool. The kind of combined female and male vocals, acoustic and electric. Definitely sort of like maybe early Caravan stuff. Fosdale organ, Mellotron, Rhodes piano. Super dope. Yeah, I enjoy this. I think the little bit older I get, the more I kind of enjoy a bit more prog and psych, where I was more into straight jazz just a few years ago. But anyway, decent stuff. Yeah, I didn't realize this was, I have the CD version of this with the other cover. I didn't realize this was the same one. I thought this was another album from them, but a little blurb on here that the seller, I guess, printed out, taped up here. But Contemporary Music Unit, Space Cabaret, 1973 on Transatlantic Records. I guess the Italian cover, so different cover. The last Egg record, which I did not have, finally picked this up, self-titled Egg. Egg, 1970 on Durham. 3-member, Canterbury, keys, bass, drums. Definitely kind of like a Canterbury ELP, I guess. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, they've been called, and I can see why, just because of the trio. But yeah, I have the other two. Didn't have this one, so I figured I'd pick it up. This is a U.S. pressing, first U.S. pressing, I believe, on Durham. So happy to get this for a halfway decent price, since people are asking arm and leg at the record shows nowadays. So, but just happy to be able to go to record shows pretty regularly. So, what else we got here? So I picked up a nice stack from my dad here, and I'm not sure if I shouldn't make another video. You know what? I'm gonna come back and make another video because I got a lot of great Polish stuff here to show, and the rest is all Polish stuff. So I want to come back and show it. This is what my dad brought back from his personal collection when he went to Poland and Ukraine recently. Yeah, crazy what's going on over there with Russia and everything, crazy times. But anyway, almost 20 minutes, so I'm not going to keep going with it. Thank you for watching, appreciate it. Leave me comments if you guys want, and I'll be back hopefully soon to show the rest of these. All right, peace.